Hey guys, so for those of you who haven't seen my last video, I accidentally got a puppy. And I know what you might be thinking. How do you accidentally get a puppy? That's a great question. Well, I'm in Peru, in the land where everything is possible. So basically, I was hiking up a mountain with my partner, and we were going to look at a house that was at the top of a mountain. And basically, the whole way up, there was very little houses, and this dog was just in the middle, this little puppy. And so we happened upon it. It followed us all the way up to the top of the mountain and the rest of the way back down. So we decided to take it home and start taking care of it. So basically, long story short, I haven't been getting very much sleep because this dog grew up outside. It was used to kind of just peeing anywhere and moving on. So I am in the process of teaching it potty training, which is going really well, actually. It's a little bit more difficult than it has been in the past. I used to help people train their dogs, not in any professional manner, but I would be the friend that people would call over to, like, if they didn't have money, I would come and help teach them, like, the little bits to really sew in the gaps. So it's going pretty well. He's established a little pee spot outside and a little poop spot. He always pees and poops in the same exact spot, which is nice. But I have to take him on walks to get him to go to the bathroom, and he's a puppy, and they go relatively often. So every 2 hours or so, I have to take him out to go to the bathroom. I have someone else switching off with me, but for the most part, the night shift is mine. So I've been taking him out at night, and like every 2 hours or so, making sure he gets to the bathroom. Sometimes my partner will get up at night. She's much more helpful during the day, though. She really holds the daytime down. So anyway, yeah, it's going pretty well, but I'm definitely on the more tired end for sure. But really, the big thing that I've been doing, the puppy is a big handful. Got my hands full pretty much constantly with this little friggin' thing. But as far as the like ongoings in my life, I'm still looking for a place to move. I'm trying to decide what that looks like, and I'm running into kind of an issue. And I wanted to spread the issue here because I feel like it's important. So basically, rent here shouldn't be that expensive. Now, of course, it depends on the amount of land that you get, the size of the house, the quality of the house, and all that stuff really play a factor into the rent of the house. However, throughout my search, I've been posting online, and I'm obviously white presenting, if you couldn't tell. I look very European. Down to the facial hair that I've chosen to have for myself, I look very European. So as far as looking for houses, whenever I try to start negotiations, people immediately see me as European. So I'm going to look at houses right now. The house that I'm staying in, I'm paying about 800 soles a month or so. I'm looking for other houses right now. They don't have to be the exact same. I know I got a pretty decent deal. This is about what locals pay, about 100 soles more, which comes out to about $20 more a month than the locals pay. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with paying a little bit more than locals would pay. But I guess I'm going to reel it back. I have family in Hawaii, and one of the things that's happening on one of the islands there is basically that there's a bunch of people moving over from tourism who want to have homes or Airbnbs or whatever so they can like stay out in a really nice area, and they're renting houses at levels that the locals can't possibly afford. So like to get a 3-bedroom house is like $3,000 out in Hawaii, which is pretty similar to what it is in New York. Now, the minimum wage is a bit higher in Hawaii, but the issue is the locals aren't able to afford housing. So a lot of the locals have become homeless. There's entire huge populations of homeless people that can't afford to live because a few people own all the houses and rent them out for obscene amounts of money that the locals can't afford. And then next thing they know, they're living on the streets. So it's really important for us as travelers to make sure that we don't do that to the locals. I know in our minds we're thinking we have the money, we can spend it on a little bit more, paying a little bit more for rent, but there's some houses here for rent for $2,000 to $3,000 a month, and it's like a 2-bedroom house, and the quality's it's okay. It's crazy because people will pay it, and the problem with that is they only have to rent that house once for 1 month, probably a couple weeks in the course of a year, to pay for all the taxes, all the costs of keeping the house, and to make some money off of it. So a lot of these people here are starting to take only take 1,500 US dollars or less, when 1,500 soles is typically the higher end for that level house like the top that they can get normally. So us as travelers have to be very careful not to pay over the amount that it's worth. We have to do our research. First of all, it should benefit you because you're paying less money. So it should be worthwhile to you to do the research because you can save yourself thousands of dollars over the course of a year. But also, it's really beneficial for the community and the people who live here because when you leave, that landlord still wants to get $1,500 US, 3,000 US, 3,000 US dollars a month. And they're not going to just change everything. If they can get one person in for over the course of the year and not have to do any work the rest of the year, they're going to do that. We would too. So, but you have to be really careful not to allow that to happen because then you're going to break the system here, the housing market, I guess, the rental housing market. So I'm reaching out to people and they're telling me they want 2,000 US dollars, and I'm like, bro, you're nuts. I'm not paying that. I will pay you the appropriate amount for said house, which depending on the house is different, but 1,000 soles, 1,500 soles usually is the max. And usually they're like, ha ha ha, they laugh me off and they go away. The thing is, because I look European, a lot of people think that I don't know about like the local stuff. So it's okay though. I found a couple houses, some very amazing people. So I'll keep my eyes out, but that's really with the most of my energy. But I did want to come on here and talk about that. You have to be so careful what you pay for things in different countries because it can really mess it up for the locals. I don't care if you cause the prices to go up for tourists, do it. If that's the only people it affects, rock those prices up, but it doesn't. It affects the locals here too. And why are they going to sell something for 4 times the amount of work for less? They're going to go for the more lucrative option. It's just human nature. So I ask that you guys please be very careful when coming to Peru or any other country in the world about what you're paying for your housing and other things that directly impact the local people, because it's really bad to crush the housing market, because then you end up with something like Nosara, which is in Costa Rica. It's basically as expensive there, or Tulum as well. It's basically as expensive there as it is to live in New York City. Like that, you're in another country. Nothing costs that much. So anyway, I appreciate you guys. I'll keep you updated on the process and how everything goes, but keep your eyes out. Be ethical travelers. Be informed travelers, because us as Americans, we hold a lot of water and we have a lot of impact, and money speaks. Be careful, please. I will see you guys next time. If you want to see some of my other videos, check it out up here. Otherwise, if you want to follow me and see what I come up with for houses, or I guess anything else throughout my travels of living in Peru, go ahead and subscribe, and I'll see you soon.